Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm gonna talk to you about tanking, but I'm not talking to you about the regular sword and shield tanking. It's gonna be about blunderbuss and VG, or blunderbuss and IG. Why the void gauntlet and the ice gauntlet? Both are nice support weapon, gonna help you to burst a bit, have the CC, everything to help you live on the point as a heavy armor or just to survive as a medium, support your team, buff, debuff, everything is there to make you have good game, good OPR, good survivability. This build do good DPS, is tanky, it's good for war, good for OPR, better if you have a healer in your group. Yeah, you better have a healer in your group because there's no movement kinda, but still it's a very, very nice build. So yeah, let's show it. You know I said just just
Oh man, you need some headphones, bro.
You know I said just You know I said just You know I said just So for first I'm gonna show the weapon. I use plague splitting grenade on the weapon. I think you can have plague splitting grenade and putrefying scream like on the weapon, but I don't want it on both of my weapon because there's too much plague. If I look on the void gauntlet, I have one with the putrefying scream somewhere. There you go. I know there's a one that dropped now from Eniad, so if you want a putrefying scream void gauntlet from Eniad, it's pretty good. But I kinda like enchanted, and there's no enchanted into it. Keen reduce the cooldown, so when I use putrefying scream, I put this one because light attack from distance, it reduces my cooldown when I do crit, and then yeah, that's perfect. So I use plague splitting grenade, nullify oblivion on my void gauntlet because I don't want too much plague. I have the putrefying scream on my helmet anyway, so it's a good like it's 50% plague cap, so I'm a plague cap anyway like that. I don't need more plague, bro. Alright. So why shrinking nature? Because you're on the objective, every one of your dodge gonna be a shrink. You're gonna shrink through enemy attack. You're gonna throw a fucking orb and it's gonna do a tons of DPS on all your enemy, or like a scream into like 5 people after shrinking. It's like 40% more DPS. That's a huge. It's enough to make your scream hit like a light armor. Alright. Um, Attunement on a blunderbuss kinda nice. You don't wanna dodge that much. I don't think shrinking on the blunderbuss is good. But I think it's good on the VG or the ice gauntlet. Because if you look the ice gauntlet and the basic, you gain 25% more DPS on the frozen enemy. So if you got shrinking frost, that's kinda nuts, man. Like the with the enchanted, it make your like light attack hit like crazy. Unending Thaw, you want the weapon perk, you can have it on your IG or armor, both are good. If you don't have an Unending Thaw on your IG, you can have Deadly Frost, just gives you a bit more burst. The cooldown reduced too, it's not bad, I mean like just dropping more Ice Wall. That's great. But yeah, you don't need the Deadly Frost perk, I don't think this weapon is a need. This weapon perk. But Unending Thaw though is way like yeah, you need it on your armor or your ice gauntlet for sure. Um, I did not add enough int. If I was looking on my gear, I had too much con, so I had to put that chest piece. If I was able to, I would be putting the PvP track chest piece instead, but there's too much con into it. Invigorated is still not a dead perk. But yeah, you see what I mean, shrinking heal just better. So yeah, refreshing evasion is not that good, but refreshing ward is way better for this build. Because like when you don't have any more bullet, you're dodging and it doesn't reload. So that build you don't really want to dodge that much. Um, yeah, so it's why like I think the refreshing ward come really handy. It's a very good perk. So yeah, refreshing evasion not that good. I kept it on this piece only because I had it and I do IGVG sometimes, so why not? Resilient, you need at least 4 piece. 5 piece is not a waste because you know you're a tank, so you better have some. If you play with the ice gauntlet, you can put like another helmet with no weapon perk on it and go with like something more defensive, gain more crit, shit like that. And then you put your IG with the weapon perk on it. And boom, I have an ending Thaw. So I have everything I need. My weapon perk is still all the same build. Maybe I can change my empower. Because on the Void Gauntlet there's so much empower, it's worth it to have this perk. But you can go with the like champion. Not the champion one, I mean shrinking empower instead of empower red, like so you can take the champion, but there's you can craft a better one than that for sure. Um, yeah. So PvP track stuff is pretty good for that because refreshing ward is good, but the problem is you're gonna get too much con if you put too much piece of it. Leeching shrapnel is pretty nice. You're a tank, so leeching always good. Freedom, you don't need it that much. Shrinking fort, 2 stack, not more. I'm pretty like you get enough 45 from the basic of the blunderbuss, so you don't need that much shrinking fortification. I think 2 or 3 max, you're fine. Freedom, you don't really need freedom because you're an objective player. If you go medium, you can go for the 3 freedom. But if you're EV and you play objective, you don't need that. Um, refreshing ward again, shrinking fart, resilient. That's some perk you want. You can go with some elemental aversion, stuff like that. It's pretty nuts. It's better a bit than invigorated. But yeah, elemental aversion, shrinking heal, that type of stuff like defensive is really nice. For tank mostly, you know. So divine health, code's gonna help you. I don't have to explain why. Empowered, you're a VG player. If you play with the VG, the empowerment from the that shit and from the basic of the skill tree, like you gain some empowering, like while below 50%. Gain empower when casting ability 5 meter of an enemy. Like there's a couple things like that. So just want to keep that in mind that the empowered is pretty nice. And like you don't want to dodge that much because your it interrupts your reloading. So it's why I think this one is great instead of shrinking in power. Mostly that's your tank too. So your goal is not to only DPS, it's mostly a leech thing and shit like that. Or get away from me so I hit you. Um, Refreshing ward on the ring is not dead because you're a tank. Mortal Empowerment, it's good and bad at the same time. You're a tank, you don't need it. RT, you need it because you're AV armor. You can go for the champion ring instead. Champion ring, like the invigorated punishment, is pretty nice. Everyone is on point, so you're there like hitting people who have buff. So that's kinda nuts when you think about it. Everyone have buff and debuff, or you can go for a ring that is a bit more support, like disease last longer and shit like this. But remember, Keen gonna reduce your cooldown of the Void Gauntlet, so that's a nice one to use. For the E-ring, Ilty Toast, it's very good. Nimble always gives you some dodge. It's pretty nice. You can go for something else, but I like Stamina Regen. I'm addicted to it. Even if it's just a little bit, almost nothing, it gives me immunity sometimes. So I'm down to do anything to be immune. So yeah, Gemstone Dust, Oak Flesh, Mana Pot, you take always Infuse. Need that shit, it's way better. Tropical Cartridge. Alright, so that's it. And the weapon mastery. On the VG, this is my skill tree. You can just copy and paste if you trust. If you want, if you like something else, you can use something else. Like there's some stuff usable. This shit can be good. Like it heal you, man. Like you're a tank. Getting heal is good, but you know, just I take this one instead because sometimes with my ranged attack, I just finish people from distance. When I cannot reach with the blunderbuss, I just light attack with the VG. I think that's pretty nice. That hit hard. And like I have enchanted too, so like my light attack from distance hit hard. Even if I'm a heavy, I like it. As soon as I know I cannot reach with my blunderbuss, I switch and I use my VG from distance. And when you're instead of be reloading with your blunderbuss like that, you can just swap weapon, do other stuff, and then you're gonna come back to your blunderbuss and you're gonna be reload. So that's pretty nice when you think about it. But there's so much defensive passive and shit like that on the blunderbuss that most of the time you better not change it in the middle of the fight because you want to keep building your fortify, leeching, reducing your cooldown, and just keep spamming your ability as much as you can. Alright, so I was on the ability. The Scream, Oblivion, and Orb, just because of the CC, the Scream root, the Orb slow. There's the Ren, like disintegrate coming from the Orb. Fortify from the Scream. There's the Empowering, Enfeebling. The Stamina coming from the Oblivion. It's the VG is like the best support weapon in game. So this shit is nuts. I'm not gonna explain why. Everything you can read by yourself after copy and paste. It's really worth it. Like, just put it on and use it. It's very nice. I do like, I do top 10 and OPR with AV armor with this build, so I'm pretty sure it's good. Like, sometimes top 5. in heavy armor, like, and I don't need the mortal empowerment ring. I can do it with the champion. This is what I use on the blunderbuss. I like double down because yeah, you gain more ability. Like I know you can gain more burst with unload, but there's so much defensive passive in chaos that if you're heavy armor on point, I feel like you better go in chaos only because of all the defensive passive like fortify and like last chance that is almost defied it. Like there's some OP shit in that stuff. So just like you can copy, paste, and trust. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but you know, I'm doing pretty well. So maybe there's a like one passive better somewhere. But yeah, it need to be like we can speak about it in the comment section. But for me, this worked pretty well. You can just copy and paste, and you're sure to have something that worked good. So you kind of want the vines too. I feel like you can use stone form if you think you're gonna get like dragged around like a ragdoll, and you're not gonna be able to survive, and like you really need defense. I feel like this one is pretty nice. But if you feel like you're gonna lack CC and you need to be full support and just give every chance to your teammate to kill the people, you got the rending and enfeebling vine. You just like put the vine, everyone is rooted around you and they are rended and enfeebling. Like, yeah, it's deadly as fuck mostly because you already put so much fortify and all that stuff that it make the support setup even better. So yeah, I think the vine is the best one for this build. I'm not like there's some build that is better stone form, but on this one I'm pretty sure it's fine. So yeah, the IG when I built it, I was trying a random build, so I don't have all the passive, but you can go with ultimate chill like just to gain more DPS, or you can go with something more defensive like I was at the start. If you don't want to do DPS, you don't need to go for it. Ultimate chill, but yeah, if you want to DPS a bit more, you can go for ultimate chill. So yeah, if you can rewind and copy and paste if you want to do something more defensive, but you can do something a bit more aggressive with ultimate chill. I'm not gonna like make another one because like gonna make too much time, but yeah, you want kinda you want the ice wall, the entomb. You gain all the buff is pretty nice. So yeah, you kinda want to go and take those 3 bottom perk for sure. And like this one make you hit harder. So if you have an ice gem in your blunderbuss, it's pretty nice. But you don't. With this method, it's almost better to put a malachite than a ice gem. Like the ice on the blunderbuss time is over. I'm pretty sure it's not the meta anymore because it only affects your ice and only you. There's like the other people around are not affected by that anymore, so it doesn't work that much to do that. So yeah, ice gauntlet pretty good. You got the CC. You just CC burst and survive with the entomb. The VG, you got your empowering scream and orb, and you have everything you need to survive. You're a nice tank. I'm gonna put some short moment just to show what it looked like when you're thinking with it. And thanks for watching the video. Peace out. I'm gonna try to pop that aura again. And when I will manage to get at Aura, then I will wait for the cooldown and then do that thing again. But look the DPS it's doing right now. It's a nice AoE, you can keep it during a moment, and then when you're done with it, you switch back to the blunderbuss, more survivability, and then you're fine. See, I'm top 3, I do a lot of DPS with that build.
Oh man, you need some headphones, bro.
You know I said just. You know I said just.
Bro, I'm thinking that shit. They're gonna remember my name.
We can't kill him. What is happening, guys? Oh shit.
Then again, Dolbec's ass.
Oh,
Actual trash can.
You know I said just. You know I said just.
Oh man, you need some headphones, bro.
You know I said just. You know I said just.